Yeah, hi. This is the Devops mock interview, day 46. So we have already completed 45 mock interviews. Whoever watching this video on YouTube channel, right? You can go through my playlist where you can find Devops interview question and answers. There you can find the remaining 45 mock interviews. And please like this video so that we will get motivation to continue this mock interviews. So like target is 50 likes. So yeah, hi Rishabh, can you please introduce yourself?
Thank you for taking time to meet with me today. This is Navjot. I have 2.5 years of experience, especially in AWS and DevOps, and a total of 4 years in the IT field. In my current role, I have been extensively working with various tools and technologies that are pivotal to DevOps. For version control, I have hands on experience with Git and GitHub, ensuring efficient code management and collaboration. For continuous deployment, I leverage Jenkins to streamline and automate the build and deployment process. In terms of configuration management, I utilize Ansible to automate and manage configurations across different environments. For containerization, I work with Docker to automate and build containers, and I use Kubernetes to automate these containers in scalable and efficient manner. For application deployment, I have experience with Tomcat as application server. My infrastructure management is driven by Terraform, allowing me to define and provision infrastructure through code. Lastly, I monitor and visualize application performance and system health using Prometheus and Grafana, which helps in proactive issue resolution and performance tuning. I am excited about the opportunity to bring my expertise to your team and contribute to delivering robust and scalable solutions. This is all about me. Thank you.
Yeah, Rishabh, your introduction is good. But I just have one doubt. So, are you like giving the introduction as it is from your mind, or you are just reading some script in front of you?
Sir, sir, you do one thing. Evening at any time, you call me a random call. If you see this thing is missing in that call, then you can decide how I am doing.
No, no, no. I am asking you as you are not showing me your screen, right? I'm just asking.
Yes.
So, you are using any notepad or
No, no, I'm not using any notepad, sir. If you can connect through WhatsApp call, then I can show my face as well because this is
no,
YouTube.
no,
I'm not.
no. Wa- I am not having any doubt on you. I am just
Yes,
asking you. So you just answer for that. So I don't want to call you. So it's not a good way, right?
yes.
I'm just asking you. Did you use any
No, no, no,
notepad and all?
no,
So you can tell, yeah,
no.
no, I'm not using that.
Yes,
So you call me in the evening. You will get it. So this is not a professional manner because whatever the introduction you have given to me, it is totally good and perfect. So I just had a doubt. So because you have given the introduction next level, so I just had a doubt that
no.
did you read anything? Because this long introduction part is no one will going to like can able to perform, but you have performed it. That is super. So that's the reason I just
Yes.
asked you. So
No,
yeah,
sir. Actually, see, before presenting this, I do many times practice. Then only
super,
I'm able to give this performance.
super. Yeah, that's the reason I just asked you. So you are not using at all, and you are already practiced it, and you are going with the flow. Then super. So just go
Yes,
like whatever you have delivered, right? It's like compared to previous, right? Now you have given a little bit fast, so I'm happy with that. Previously it's not okay, but now the next time which you have given the introduction, it is super. So yeah,
thank you, sir.
you continue like that. I will update the project script as well in our repos like after this class. Okay,
Yes, I
you
will
just
come
check.
prepared with that also.
Yeah, go and check. I've given long script. Okay, I will show you as well.
Yes.
Once I will share my screen, right? You according
Okay.
to your requirement, you can note down. Okay, I'm not telling
Yes.
that you need to tell all that. So it is not possible. But I have written in a structure format. According to you, you can edit it and you can change it. Okay.
Yes, I will filter the points which I don't need.
Oh, super. So yeah,
Okay.
hi Rani, can you please introduce yourself? Don't reveal about your genuine information. You can tell any fake company or whatever it may be.
So currently, I'm working as a cloud and DevOps engineer. I have 3 years of experience in this domain, and I have knowledge of professional knowledge of many DevOps tool and technologies, including Git and GitHub as a version control system, and Jenkins as a CI/CD tool to the automate the software development process. And for the containerization tool, I have used Docker to containerize the applications, and I have also worked with Kubernetes as an orchestration tool, and along with that, I have deployed applications in cloud environment such as EKS and GKE. Along with that, I have also used the Terraform to automate the creation of infrastructure for monitoring and logging to performance of applications. I have used Prometheus and Grafana. I would also like to include I have also worked with the cloud services of AWS such as EC2, VPC, and Lambda function. Yeah, all of that things. That's all from my side. Thank you.
Super, Rani. The introduction was perfect. The communication is also okay, but just the confidence and little bit go fast. Okay. On
Yeah,
practice,
sure.
definitely you will going to rock the interview. So I can understand this is the first time you are doing the mock. So just
Yeah,
practice more, then definitely you will speak fastly and as well as automatically. Once you done the multiple times practice, you will get a perfect.
yeah, sure, sure.
Yeah, hi
Definitely.
Anseti. Can you please introduce yourself?
Um, Thank you giving this opportunity. My name is Anisetti, a DevOps engineer with 5 years of experience, currently working 3Tech Software Private Limited in Kondapur, Hyderabad. My skill set including extensive expertise in AWS for cloud infrastructure and management for version control, and well-version continuous integration and deployment using Jenkins along with build
For
automation
version
through
control,
Maven.
then after you are going to continuous integration.
Yes.
Yeah, you are some missing for version control, right? You need to mention Git, right?
Yes, for version control and continuous integration and deployment using Jenkins along with build automation through Maven.
Yeah, but you said for version control and continuous integration, you are going to continuous integration. So there is no Git. You didn't mention that.
Okay, sorry.
So yeah, hi, Raghava, can you please introduce yourself? Don't reveal your genuine information.
Hi, it's Raghav. I'm having a over 10 years of experience in DevOps and IT. Coming to my background, I work with for version control. I use Git, GitHub, and GitLab. Uh, um, and um, and coming to the I use AWS Cloud as for cloud. I use AWS and Azure. Um, Coming to infrastructure as a code, I use Terraform for infrastructure as a code, Ansible for configuration management. I use Docker for containerization and to enhance the Docker to leverage the containerization. I used orchestration tool Kubernetes. I used both EKS and AKS. I used for CI/CD for CI integration part. I use GitHub Actions, Jenkins, and Git. Yeah. And for CD, I used Jenkins as well as some tools like Harness. Other than that, for leveraging the Kubernetes deployment, I used Kubernetes deployment methods as well as uh, monitoring. I used creating some dashboards and alerts. I used Splunk for visualization, and I also used Prometheus and Grafana for the monitoring.
Uh, so Raga, whatever you said, it's good. So I know this is the first time, and so whatever you said that you are just thinking and telling, it's okay. The communication is perfect. So whatever you are giving the introduction, it's okay. But before that, if you prepare it right, definitely you will going to perform well. I know that I suddenly asked you the introduction part. You have a gap, so obviously suddenly if someone asks, no one will able to tell that. But definitely whatever you said right, I am feeling it's genuine information because you are thinking and you are answering the question. But if you prepare it right, you no need to think and you can answer it. But I'm not telling your introduction is not at all good. It's 50, if it is 50% good. So remaining 50%, you will definitely on practice you will achieve that. Aniseti,
I
you
have a
want to
question.
try it once again?
I have a question once.
Yeah, definitely. Go ahead.
So, what would be the key things? So, first would be the Git, then it would be the IAC tools, then it would be the containerization, then it would be the container orchestration, then it would be the monitoring, right? This would be the sum up, right?
So you like same like whenever developer commits a code, what we will do as a DevOps engineer, we will take that code, we will build the code. Nothing but Git. Then after how we will build it using Jenkins. So Git Jenkins. So once the build was done, what is the next step? We will convert it into a
Git,
image.
Git,
Then it
yeah,
will comes
then
the Docker, okay, and
yeah,
Kubernetes. If it is a new project,
deployment.
there will be no infra will be available. So at that time we need to set up an infrastructure. At that time you will get Terraform. For configurations we will use Ansible. Okay, so like this there is a flow, so you need to follow the same flow. Getting?
Um, yeah, I wanted to add a few more things. Like if I want to add, I also worked with this CI integration, more of CI integrations. I work with the integrations of scan tools like Sonar, Checkmarks, Checkovi, NextIQ, and other scan tools. What would be the in a flow? Where do we do it in a CI/CD
While
part? Do I
building,
need
while building will like when you will use the Sonar Cube.
for Sonar's code smell and code analysis? Yeah,
Yeah, so during that only you can tell, right?
CI part. Yeah.
Yeah, and according to the JD you need to convert your introduction as well. Like for suppose if the JD is highlighting the Terraform, then you can tell using Terraform whatever you have done. So you can highlight more regarding Terraform. So if they are looking for Kubernetes, so highlight the container technology. I've done this, I've done this, I've done the deployment. I got an opportunity to containerize an application whichever the developer written. So getting according whatever the requirement they are looking for, you need to fetch. Okay, you need to fetch that like if you fetch that more right, then they will get to know, okay, he really worked on the tool and that my requirement is also same. So if both are matched together, they will going to select. So if you are telling Git Jenkins but they required a Kubernetes, so then there will be no use. So they will thought that okay, he is only fetching Git and Jenkins. I thought he don't know Kubernetes, so let's keep aside. So just check for the other candidate who are perfect in Kubernetes. Okay, I know you are perfect in Git and Jenkins, but according to their requirement, if they are asking Kubernetes, you highlight the Kubernetes part because they don't
Okay.
know, right? Because they just see the requirement, they just want hire a candidate according to the requirement. Okay, you know you don't know Kubernetes. It's okay. Just Google it. Right, cracking an interview will be a easy task. Okay, once you enter the company, right, obviously you will easily manage.
Okay.
Okay, today major focus was on Terraform itself. Okay, by this is the final mock on Terraform. So Terraform will going to complete. We already right discussed on multiple tools a mock interview. I will share my screen. Can you able to see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. So just search for DevOps Easy. You will get my YouTube channel, right? Just go to my YouTube channel. There a playlist section. Okay, if you see, I will update Terraform as well. Kubernetes, Docker, Jenkins. So there are three, right? I will update one more today. By end of the day, I will update one more. This four is more than enough to crack any interview questions related to Terraform. Okay. Only in this only you will get the questions, not out of this. I can guarantee that 80% of questions you will get from this itself. For Kubernetes also, this 5 is more than enough. They will ask questions in between these 5 videos. Because what are the questions I have collected, right? I did too much research. Okay. So it I can damn sure I will not say that 100%, but 80% I will give a guarantee that 80% of questions you will get in this playlist. For Terraform, this one. For Kubernetes, this is you need to follow. So for Docker, this 4 videos is more than enough. Okay, for Jenkins also, this 6 videos is more than enough. Okay, and remaining tools we will like once we complete this Terraform, right, then we can start other tool. What are the pending tools we have? Ansible, right? Ansible and Git, I think. So these two tools are pending. Once it complete, then after we can take mocks on overall DevOps on every tool. Okay, 2 questions on Git, 2 questions on Kubernetes, 2 questions on Docker. Like that, we can have a daily mock interview on all tools together. Okay, now I will ask. Let us start the mock. What is the purpose of remote backends in Terraform? Yesterday in the mock interview, it is repeated, and I'm asking the same. Rishabh, you joined right yesterday? So, do you know what is the purpose of remote backends in Terraform? Anyone want to try?
Remote backends is like a state file storage.
Yes, you are right. You can continue. Continue.
So in Terraform, so this is Terraform remote is related to Terraform cloud workspaces. So there we have the state file stored. All the few environment variables and some resources are created on the remote cloud Terraform cloud. So which we use for that particular workspace. Am I-
No, you are wrong. So, what is local backend? So, you said remote backend. It's totally wrong. And what is a local backend?
Local backend is a same related to the state file itself, but it is stored somewhere in the local TF TF file. But I think it can be stored anywhere in local uh, on the local server.
Right, you are right. So, the state file will be located in your local system. Wherever you are working, it will create a state file in your working directory. So, how do you handle long infrastructure with many resources in Terraform? So, this one is already repeated in the previous mocks multiple times. So how do you handle large infrastructure with many resources in Terraform? Nothing but you need to create multiple resources. At that time, using Terraform, how you will handle that, how you will write a
So
code, how you will
so
manage that
for every resource, we can have a separate independent
module.
TF file for each
Module,
modules.
yeah,
Yeah.
right, you are right. We can maintain multiple modules according to that particular resource, and we can utilize work like workspaces as well if there is environment specific, and we will check the answer after a few minutes. So what are some best practices for writing Terraform code? The best practices to write a Terraform code.
Having a different TF files for each, like var.tf, main.tf,
Super,
and
right.
um, separate resource.tf, so different modules. So instead of writing everything into a thing, we can use a reusable modules, and
Yes,
we can instead of hard coding them, we can have them I mean called using variables.
you are right. So as Raghava is trying to answer the question, right? Remaining people, so rather than sitting idle, you can Google it in the backend. So once the Raghava completes the explanation, right? So you can add the same. It's okay. You can repeat the same. So if Raghava said whatever you want to tell, if Raghava already mentioned that point, you can repeat the same point as well. It doesn't matter because Raghava speaking it, if you speak out right, it will be a practice for you. You will get some practice. So in an interview, whenever they ask right, you will not have that fear because you already repeated the like answer in this mock, right? In the next mock, like in the next interview, in real interview, they will ask, right? Then depending upon that, you will get to know. If you didn't speak out right now, so I cannot able to get the mistakes which you are doing. So if I didn't get the mistakes, I cannot able to tell you. Okay, you are telling something. If there is a gap, if there is a communication gap, so I can tell, hey, don't tell like this. So tell like this, then it will be better. So I can guide you. Okay, if Raghava is doing mistakes while he is telling the answer, okay, I will definitely guide him. Whatever he is telling, it's perfect. That's the reason I'm not telling anything. So if he answer like this in the real interview, definitely he will crack a job. Okay, for the first question he said wrong, so I did just given. I told him that it's wrong. Next question he told for local state file. Okay, whatever he said, it's right. So how do you test Terraform code? What are the code you have written? How you will test that? This is very simple question.
Plan.
Plan will just show what are the resources it will going to create. But before plan, when we need to test the code.
Meet.
Terraform validate.
Yes, you are right.
Yeah.
Terraform validate. Using that validate, we can check the code. Is there any syntax issues? Okay, whatever it may be, we can use Terraform validate.
Sure.
What is the difference between
It also
Terraform apply and Terraform plan?
apply will only show how many resources to be created and destroyed. Plan will I mean plan will apply the changes. Sorry,
Okay,
plan will I mean I said in reverse way. Plan
yes,
will show how many resources will be destroyed or created. Apply will be applied where the resources will be modified.
yes, you are right. Anyone want to add something? So how do you roll back changes in Terraform? Try, like it's okay even if it is wrong, you will get to know, right?
When using state files, we can roll back into that certain state, or generally, I don't recall it from a local scenario, but in a workspace, we have that, like similarly to Git commit, we have that every every action, there would be a ID created, so which we can which we can roll back to that state.
Whenever we execute Terraform apply, right, a TF state file will be created. So when you change something and whenever you execute again apply, it will generate a TF state backup file. So we can use that backup file to roll back, but I might be wrong. Okay, so that is one way to roll back the Terraform. Still, I will going to show you the answer once it completes.
Yeah, it is.
So the difference between taint and Terraform destroy. What is the difference between Terraform taint and Terraform destroy? So how can you use Terraform to manage Kubernetes resources? So what are Terraform variable files? How do you use them?
Uh, TF var.tf is like instead of hard coding, we can
Super.
use them. Yeah,
Yes, you are right. You can continue if
and
you want to
also
add something. You can.
we can also more leverage using a TF var files, which again be again instead of hard coding into var.tf, again we can use a TF vars.
Yes, yes. According to the environments, if you have multiple environments, so we can maintain separate TF var files according to the environment. If they, for dev you can maintain dev TF vars. For prod you can maintain prod TF vars. According to the requirement you can change the variables and it will help in reusability. So what is the purpose of Terraform ignore dot Terraform ignore file?
We can just state those particular, like same like git ignore, we can
Yes,
uh, put
similar
those
similar to
whatever.
that itself. You are right. How can you ensure idempotence in Terraform? What is the purpose of Terraform init?
It
To
will create
initialize
a working di- it will create a working directory for Terraform to initialize
Okay, Rishabh,
the
It is
you
creating working space.
okay, Rishabh, you were saying something.
it is to initialize
Super,
Terraform.
you are right. So initialize Terraform, but as I said, opposite person is a kid. He don't know what is initialize as well. So you need to explain that. So what is initialize? Like what it is the meaning of that?
Initializing is initializing a Terraform in that particular directory.
Directory.
So
Yes.
Okay, what it will do? Initialize what it will do?
it will create a .tf file there to
Yeah, hidden
initialize.
file dot terraform directory will be created. Okay, I know that. But what it will do? What is the purpose of that terraform init? That's the reason I'm asking you, right? What is the purpose of it?
It is a fundamental commands.
So you can
it will
utilize the
make
Google.
that working directory for the Terraform uh, changes to be getting applied, initializing it, make it ready.
Okay, but I'm not asking the definitions. The purpose. What is the purpose behind terraform init?
Maybe it is the way to tell Terraform to track the files after this.
Sorry, come again.
To track the it is the way to tell Terraform to track the files present there.
So normally, if terraform wants to communicate to AWS, so it need an provider. So whenever you execute Terraform in it, it will download the provider plugins. Using that, it can able to communicate with AWS cloud, and we can do perform our getting. So
Yes.
this is right or
Plugins
wrong?
and different modules.
So, but you are
Yes,
Plugins and
yes,
telling
yes.
different
you are
Correct.
telling it will initialize. It is generating .terraform folder. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, downloading, installing providers.
Yeah,
Uh,
but exact answer is what is the purpose? Okay,
it
the
is like,
purpose
Getting
is
working
to
directory.
communicate. In order to communicate, it
yes,
need a
Mm.
providers.
provider.
So in order to
Indeed.
communicate, it
Yes.
need a
Provider.
plugin. So it will download whenever execute Terraform in it will download the provider. That is what you need to tell.
Okay.
How do you handle dependency management between different modules in Terraform?
Using depend on.
Dependence, it is for resources, but now I'm asking for modules. Yes, you are right. I'm not telling you are wrong. Yeah, at resource level we can have depends on. For modules we can maintain multiple versions. Let's check the answer after a few minutes. So what are the some common
Yes.
Terraform commands? Just let me know. I will write it for you. Some common Terraform commands you have used while working in your company.
Yeah, you
Terraform
need a
init.
plan,
Plan, apply,
and
validate.
Init,
validate
validate,
and destroy.
plan, apply.
Okay, tell any one of you. It will confuse me. Terraform.
Terraform init,
Okay.
Terraform plan,
Okay.
Validate,
Terraform apply,
Terraform plan.
plan, Terraform apply.
Terraform destroy.
Super. Yeah, that's it. Mostly you are covered everything. So one more command, there is a Terraform
taint.
format.
Form.
So it will just
Yes.
format your code.
Okay.
That's it. Yeah, you can use Terraform taint as well if you want to recreate something. So shall we check the answers for all the questions?
Yes.
Yes.
So this 50 questions is more than enough to crack any interview. Okay, we already completed all mocks, you can check out. Okay, so what is the purpose of remote backends in Terraform? You can store your state file in your S3 bucket, right? Yesterday this one we already discussed, and city you two joined, so we have discussed about remote backend, right, yesterday,
Yes.
but still you didn't try it. So remote backends allows you to store your Terraform state remotely, such as in S3 bucket. So this centralizes the state file, makes it accessible to multiple team members, and adds support to for state locking as well using DynamoDB. So what are local backend?
DynamoDB,
Sorry.
DynamoDB is a lock or
Normally S3 bucket doesn't support locking feature. So DynamoDB supports that. So that's the reason we are combining S3 bucket with DynamoDB. So that DynamoDB will help you in locking. Like for suppose if you are if there are working 10 people in Terraform. So I am executing Terraform apply. So it will log the Raghava. Okay, he doesn't given a chance, like it will not going to execute. It will just lock you. Hey Raghava, please stop. Someone is executing. So once I completed that Terraform init or Terraform apply, whatever it may be, once I complete the execution, right, then you will get a chance to execute the Terraform commands. So this locking feature S3 bucket doesn't support. So DynamoDB helping us for locking the other users whenever they are executing Terraform apply. Getting?
DynamoDB means it is one of the database server.
DynamoDB, I will just show you DynamoDB in AWS.
relational data?
So it's a NoSQL database service to store any amount of data and serve level of request traffics. Nothing but NoSQL. What is NoSQL? No structure
Yes,
query
yes.
language. Nothing but there is no structure. You can have any type of values. SQL is nothing but structure query language. Nothing but there is some structure. You need to follow some rules in SQL. In NoSQL, there is no structure. Okay, what is the difference between RDS and DynamoDB? The main difference between two services, Amazon RDS is designed for use relational database. This is structured RDS. DynamoDB is non-relational database. Nothing but it's a NoSQL. RDS is a SQL. DynamoDB is a NoSQL. So what type of database is DynamoDB? So DynamoDB is a key value NoSQL database. Primarily, this makes it Amazon preference database or for simply and fast data models, such as managing user profile data or web sessions information for application that needs to quickly retrieve any amount of data at internet scale. Okay, like this. For example, if you want to store any data related to user, okay, for your applications or regarding web session information like that, you can use this DynamoDB. What are the benefits of using DynamoDB? So DynamoDB gives you ability to auto scale by tracking how close your usage to the upper bounds. This can allow your system to adjust according to the amount of data traffic, helping you avoid issues with performance while reducing cost. So performance will be also you will be get along with DynamoDB. What type of data is stored in DynamoDB? DynamoDB supports three data types: number, string, and binary. In both scalar and multi-values, it supports document stores such as JSON, XML, or HTML. Right? In these data types, tables do not have fixed schema, so each data item can have a different number of attributes. I told you, right? You can support, like, you can add any type of files: JSON, XML, HTML. Okay, but for SQL, there is a fixed schema. There will be some rules. You need to do it this type of files only, like that. But here, NoSQL is DynamoDB is NoSQL, right? You can add any type of data. Getting? Shall we continue to next?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So do you know like what is local backend? Yes, it stores the state file on your local disk in your local system. This is the default backend if no other backend is configured. If you don't configure the remote backend, by default it will follow this local. So Terraform required provider resource. So if you see, Terraform stores the state file locally and the file name will be terraform.tfstate. How do you handle large infrastructure with many resources in Terraform? For large infrastructure, it's best to break the configuration into modules and use workspaces or environments for different stages. Additionally, use remote state, ensure the state file is centrally managed and locked. Use Terraform Cloud or similar tool. Okay, you can use modules. What are the best practices of Terraform code? Use modules for usable code, store state remotely, organize configuration into logical folders, follow version control practices, use variable and locals to avoid hard coding values, validate inputs using input validation tools. So everything have written right for your comfortability. Okay, you just go through it. So Rishabh, how you have performed next level interview introduction part? You have practiced it a lot and you are performing next level in the same way. Like for suppose if someone asks you, right, how do you handle large infrastructure with many resources, so you just read this and add it to your brain memory. Okay, and
Yes.
you can tell
This
in the
time I will.
interview, definitely they will impress because your communication is next level. No one will tell like this.
Yes,
Okay,
sir. Thank
everyone
you
will
very
just
much.
everyone will just
Yes.
think and they will tell whatever they get. But your introduction is good. That's the reason I've just asked you, because this length and you are didn't stuck anywhere. So the flow was starting to ending. It is perfect. That's the reason I just got it out. So did you just reading some, like you are using some notepad or not? That's the reason I just asked. No, I'm not any doubt. I doesn't have any doubt on you. Okay.
Okay. Yes.
So how do you test Terraform code? So Terraform plan, or you can use Terraform validate. Okay, Terraform plan output before applying changes in production. You in the plan also, yeah, definitely you can use, but you can use Terraform validate, or you can use Terraform test, a Go library for testing Terraform configuration. So check OV for static code analysis and compliance checks. Plan files, manual review Terraform plan. Okay, real life example, package import function. Okay, this is like this, you can able to test, but no one will use that. Okay, Terraform validate and Terraform plan is enough, but in depth if you want to check the code, so you can import like this. So this example shows a basic test with Terra test that applies and destroys a Terraform configuration as part of the test suite. So what is the
Where do
difference
we,
between,
sorry, where do we put the check over?
sorry?
Where do we put the check before, after committing? Next check we would scan would run, right? That's one.
No, like wherever you are writing code, right, in that only you can add this file.
Similarly to Sonar.
No, for Terraform it is. For Terraform code, whatever you have written, you can utilize this.
Okay.
So difference between Terraform apply and plan. So plan will just give the execution plan. Apply it will create the infrastructure. So how do you roll back changes in Terraform? So Terraform does not have a built-in rollback feature. To roll back changes, you can revert the configuration files to a previous version and reapply the changes. Alternatively, you can manually delete resources and recreate them. Reverted configuration to previous command in version control. Run Terraform apply to reapply previous configuration. Okay, normally he is telling that rollback feature is not available in Terraform. You can maintain your code in version control system called as Git. You can maintain that code, or you can delete and recreate the resources. But there is a backend, Terraform TF state backend is also there, TF state file. So like that, you whenever you execute, right, it will automatically it will recreate itself. At the end, it will recreate itself. Even if you use backend file, right, TF state Terraform TF state dot backup, you need to you rename that file to TF state file. Then whenever you execute Terraform apply, right, at the end it will recreate itself in the backend. So the only option was it will recreate. Explain the difference between Terraform destroy and taint. So Terraform will taint the resource and it will recreate for the next Terraform apply. But Terraform destroy, it will completely remove your resources. That is the difference. Terraform destroy removes all resources defined in the configuration from the infrastructure. In contrast, Terraform taint marks the resource for recreation on the next apply. Okay, that is the difference. How do you use Terraform to manage Kubernetes resources? So Terraform can manage Kubernetes resources using Kubernetes provider. So it allows you to define Kubernetes resources like pods, services, and deployment in Terraform configuration file. So in the place of AWS, you can use Kubernetes as a provider, and you can define the token. And if you want to create the deployment, you can use Kubernetes deployment, metadata, name of your deployment, namespace, how many replicas of your deployment you want, right? What is the label? Okay, what is the image name? What is the container name? Like that you can define. What are Terraform variable files and how do you use them? So variable files, commonly with a .tfvar extensions, allows you to define variables in separate file, making it easier to manage and override variables values without modifying the main configuration file. So this is the variable.tf file, this is the terraform.tfvars file. So according to your environment, you can use. So what is the purpose of Terraform .ignore file? So Terraform .ignore file specifies which files and directories should be ignored by Terraform when initialize and working with Terraform. It's similar to .git ignore for Git. So how can you ensure idempotency in Terraform? So idempotency in Terraform ensures by its declarative approach. You declare the desired state. Terraform handles the recreation and updates accordingly. When you apply the same configuration multiple times, it doesn't change existing resources unless the configuration has changed. So that is the idempotency. So even if you apply Terraform 10,000 times, you will get the same output. That is the idempotence. If the resource is already created, it will never create the resource again until there is some change, unless the configuration has changed. So that is called idempotence. So what is the purpose of Terraform init? Terraform init command initialize a Terraform configuration by downloading the required provider plugins. Right? That's what I expected from you. Backend and preparing the working directory. So Terraform init. How do you handle dependency management between different modules? So if you see module VPC source, give the path of that particular module instance, source, and path of that. So like that you can use multiple modules, or you can use version as well. So what are some common Terraform commands and their uses? Terraform init, Terraform plan, Terraform apply, Terraform destroy, Terraform output, Terraform value, Terraform format. So format the configuration, validate the configuration, display output values, remove all resources, apply changes, create an execution plan, initialize a working directory. Okay, whenever if someone asks you in the interview, can you able to tell me what are the commands you have used in Terraform? So don't tell it. You can share your screen and you can write this, and you can simultaneously what is the purpose of that you can write, so that opposite person will get impressed. Okay, and you might have chance of selection. So if you know about something, prove it. Okay, so that's it. Next, which tool you want, Ansible or Git? Accordingly I will prepare questions.
Sir, take Ansible.
Okay, so I will collect some questions on Ansible. So once Ansible is Git completed, then we can start
Yes.
overall interview on DevOps.
Did we cover all
Okay,
the
sure.
questions on Terraform Cloud, Cloud Workspaces?
Sorry,
Did we cover all the Terraform Cloud questions here? Yes.
Terraform cloud questions I didn't get.
Did we cover all the questions for interview questions for Terraform Cloud also? Workspaces.
Rishabh, did you attended all Terraform mock interviews?
Yes, approx 50 questions we covered here.
Yeah.
No. I'm asking on cloud, Terraform Cloud Workspaces. Did we cover a lot of questions on that?
So Rishabh, like whatever you have attended, right? Did we cover all concepts in Terraform? So that's the doubt he has, Raghava. So I just asking
Yes,
you, as you attended,
almost
right?
all.
Almost all topics we have covered, right, in Terraform. I had a doubt because I didn't remember. So what are the 50 questions? I thought that we have covered everything, but still I cannot give you right directly, but I need to get from you. So as you attended this all mock interviews, all I hope all concepts is covered, right? Anything is missing out of Terraform? If something is missing, just highlight it. We can have some more marks. But damn, like Raghava, max all concepts I have covered in this 50 questions in Terraform, coming to Terraform. So even whatever is with for workspaces, everything in the previous mock we have discussed. So go through the previous mock
Yes.
interviews, you will get it.
Okay.
Okay, I will stop the recording right now.